Okay, let's see. It's a little hot over here. Let's see what I can do with this. Right here. Boom. So I got my stuff over here as well. Checking my connection. How's my connection? This is my connection. Boom. We are on. Do. Beautiful. Okay, we're on here and we're on Twitch. All right. Let's see. It's a little hot. Let's see here. I can write here. So, hello, folks. So as you can see, we have I have a chalkboard now behind me. Now this is a little bright, so I don't know if that's going to work the way I want it to work. So let's turn down the lights a little bit. Let's see what we can do. So we turn down 1. Turn down 1. Okay. Let's see. How we doing? That's still pretty good. A little wiped out there, but you guys can see me fine. Ashley, how are you? I am back, babies. I'm a little worse for wear. I had a kind of a rough weekend. Well, I had a great week. I mean, it was phenomenally awesome. But I came back with a little bit of con crud. So I went to San Diego. I went to HPX, and that's Brendan Bouchard's high performance experience. Let's make sure I got this the right one. There we go. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kim, my amazing, beautiful wife that you guys know, is a certified high-performance coach with Brendan Bouchard. And Brendan is Oprah's coach, so pretty damn good. And that's who my wife is a coach for. So that's going on, and I'm probably going to be a CHPC as well, so I'll learn all of that. But I learned a lot of the technique this weekend. So that was pretty awesome. So some of that information I will even be bringing to you guys through my teaching, through my podcast, through my coaching, etc., etc. So there's that. Matt Finkler, come to Indiana. I am. It's called Ramen Con. I'll be there. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but they've said they're going to bring me out there. So, boom. Ask and ye shall receive. Let's see. And over here on Twitch, if you guys are over here on Unlocked, please pop on over to Twitch. I would appreciate that immensely. Get these numbers up. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. It seems like it's working well. And I do apologize for all the coughing. This thing that I've been fighting for freaking months is still around. And it really amped up the other day, which was awful. I was out for the day. But as you guys can see, now that I've got my chalkboard up, Ashley's over here. All right, perfect. Now I got my chalkboard up, I got some chalk. See, I got some chalk. So I can teach you guys some stuff and things and shit. So let's see what I can make happen here. I want to check it out, see if it works. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm working on the podcast. By the way, the podcast, whenever I cut it in the Mind Scrambler podcast, is at iTunes right now. I'm waiting for the okay. Once they give me the okay, boom, it is going. And I've got about 10 or more episodes ready to upload. So, super cool. And I'll keep working on that. Okay, let's get this out. We pull. Damn you, child-proof things. Okay. Ow! Mother! Son of a... So they give this to kids, and I just paper cut the crap out of myself. Man. Son of a gun. That is, like, ridiculous. Okay. Wow. That is... I'm going to end up bleeding up all over, I think. Damn. Okay. So let's see. my boy's favorite color is yellow, so let's see how this works. Over here. All right. Baby steps. Baby steps. Look at that. Look at that. You guys can't see it. Hold on. Baby steps. See, you got to be watching Twitch to be able to see it, you know, the right way. So there's baby steps. But I got to have you at this angle so you can see my cut though. Ow. Elliot. Ouch. Elliot. But that's cool, right? So I can do trainings like this. So I have to get way over here, and I get to train. So yeah, I pop over here, and I can write all kinds of stuff here. So I can show you guys. I can do trainings. I can. Wow, it's kind of warm over here. That's what I want. Where's that warm air coming from? Because damn, it's chilly. But anyway, this is cool, right? This is what my plan was. And so whenever I, push the camera out further, I can do full-on trainings right here. I can just stand up, and I've got the whole wall. I can do some artwork over here if I wanted to, which I'm not really great. I'm not like a great artist, but I do some. I used to do graffiti when I was back when I was breakdancing the first time around. Hey, Chrissy, how are you? But that was many years ago. But I have done a couple of things since then, so I'll play around with it. But this is cool. Baby steps, babies. I love it. Isn't that great? How cool is that? Okay, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Oops. I'm going to be talking about baby steps. I'm going to be talking about how to get to your goals, how to have success, how to move forward in your life by doing little things. That's the key. All right, let's move this out of the way. This place is a bit of a freaking mess. That's okay. Man. Oh. That hurt. I can't find the convention you're going to. RamenCon. RamenCon. I don't know if they've put me up there yet, so probably best not to say anything, but they said they were going to have me, and I said okay, so we've agreed. That's usually all it takes. Okay. Whew. Man, what a day. Coming off this, whatever the hell it's been. My touch of Ebola has been a bit of a pain in the butt. And since I'm heading off to Australia in 5 days, we are heading to Australia, baby. We're going to be in Melbourne. And some of you might have received my email that I did an email blast that showed you some of the people that are going to be there, and some other stuff. Told you guys that, hey, the podcast is back up, which I'll be up on Tuesday. I'm up today, and I'll be on Tuesday, and then I don't know, because when I get down there, I don't know what the schedule is going to be like, because at this point, it looks like I have to podcast at 4 a.m. I don't see that happening. So I may have to do it at a different time. I will continue the podcast, but it'll be a different time, and I don't know exactly what that will be depending on how it works out. So keep an eye open at any given time. I'll put it out there. It'll be on my Facebook page, Twitter, and I'll throw it up on Unlocked as well. And that's pretty much it. I think I'll be able to do it live on Unlocked, as long as I'm going with the internet that is there. I can't do it cellular, because when I get to Australia, I turn it to airplane mode, and I only go off of the internet. So we'll see. We're going to see what happens, people. Yeah. Oh, all right, man. So we've got a few minutes. Anybody have any questions? Anything they want to say? Anything they want to chit-chat with me about? my stuff over here because this is what we're talking about today. Baby steps. That's kind of cool. I mean, I should probably write it straighter, but it's my podcast. I don't give a crap. Boruto dub Razumba. I don't know. They don't tell me anything. So, it's not going. I didn't know. My screen's kind of messy. Oh, there we go. I missed a spot right there on my face. All right. So, let's see here. All right. So we've got a couple of minutes left, and then I will start my podcast. Talking about those baby steps. Not really sure what I'm going to say, but we're going to find out. I mean, I have a little outline, but it's really about whatever comes up, and whatever I say is going to be exactly what needs to be said, and it is perfect in the line for whoever I need to do. Do I like baseball? No. My grandfather was a Major League Baseball player, and I did play baseball, and I got hit in the head once with a ball, and second time I was running to the base, and my friend and I collided, I fell backwards, and I got a concussion. So, no, I don't like baseball. Let's see. Okay, writing down a couple more notes that are just coming to me. What's the other ones that I'm thinking of do? Cool. There we go. We're getting it, guys. We're getting it. So, my grandfather was Van Harrington. He played for the Durham Bulls, the Cincinnati Reds, the Houston Buffs, and the Colt 45s. I think someone else. I don't remember. But this is like in the 40s. Long time ago. I want to do actually, I want to do a movie about him because his story was amazing. I interviewed him, and it was wild. It was just amazing. So, let's see. I didn't bring anything to wipe that down with. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Let me try something. Let me see how this works. So, that's not too bad. Let's try this. We're all learning together today. So, let's see if I can do what this does. All right. So, I get a little bit of dampness. And we'll see what happens. Oh, cool. By the way, so yesterday I got my tooth in. So it's not the real one yet. So I've got to be careful with it because it can like chip right off because it's like super thin. But the cool thing is, at least I can't take it out. So I can no longer take the tooth out and look like a redneck. A hillbilly. Let's see how that works. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's let that dry for a minute and see how it goes. I may have to do another coat on this because that kind of looks like crap. Yeah. That doesn't look so good. Yeah. Have to work on that. Okay, let's see. So right here is a good spot. All right, let's try it. Let's see what I can do here. All right, baby steps. Okay, we're gonna see what this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit it with another coat because it doesn't look all that great. See, it's kind of like schmurkle. Not great, not great. Hold on, let me keep you guys here. But it's okay because mainly the podcast is audio. So there you go. And it's 9:17. I need to get going. All right, let's do it. I'm turning off the sound. And now, here we go, people. Let me drop this down a little bit so I see people. They're saying stuff. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. Anime rules. Am I going to get more anime rules this year? Probably. I can't tell you that for sure. Anyway, so you guys know I can't say anything to you guys for the next 30 minutes, and I can't say anything to you guys for the next 30 minutes. So if anybody wants to, anybody joins us, I'm going to put a little message in here. Doing podcast, can't chat till done. Welcome. All right. Booyah. There we go. See? Here we go. All right. I need to move over this way more. Let's see. How do I do this? I'll move it this way. There we go. Perfect. And you're right here. So then I can write stuff down here, down to here. Oh, plenty. I'll do my bullet points as I go. So here we go. Ready? Ready? Ready. Hello, and welcome to the Mind Scrambler podcast. I am Spike Spencer, your host, and I am feeling good. Just to give you a note, I have been fighting a little Ebola, just a touch of Ebola, the last couple of days. Went down to an amazing event. Went down to Brendan Burchard's High Performance Experience, HPX. And met amazing people, had a wonderful time, learned a ton. However, came back with something. So I do apologize. I'll try to cut out the coughs and sniffles and snorts and all that. But then again, that's just me, baby. That's how we roll. But welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here. And today I want to talk about baby steps. It's interesting. I was watching my son and how he does things. It's an amazing education having a child. You watch what they do, and it doesn't matter what they do. They bounce back in seconds, literally seconds. And it can be the worst thing ever. They can be crying and screaming their brains out, and something will change in an instant, and suddenly they're laughing. They're laughing their butt off like nothing ever happened. And then they can go right back to the crying. That's the weird part. But I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're processing, but it's quite freeing when you look at it, especially when you look at how they learn. Now, that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. We're going to talk about baby steps and the baby steps that it takes to have success in any endeavor. And if you have the mindset that every step you take is going forward. Even if you stumble, you learn from that. Therefore, you're going forward. So you have to take those steps. You have to move forward. And if you watch a baby, what do? They get up, they fall down, and they laugh about it. And they might cry if they hurt themselves or whatever, but seconds later, what are they doing? They're getting back up and running around. And once they get to the point where they can walk, they look a little bit like a drunken midget, but they're bebopping around, and it's no what it is. They look like a character from Fraggle Rock. That's how they walk. That's what it is. I've been trying to figure that out. And so they're bouncing around, bang, 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 and they're not quite smooth yet, but they move, and then they start running, and that's even funnier. And they're bouncing along, and they move, and they fall, they hit something, and they fall down, and they get back up. And they do this over and over and over again, hundreds, thousands of times. And they just keep going. And you know what? Before you know it, they're walking along. They're running. They're doing great. And all of that in their past, they didn't beat themselves up about not getting up. They didn't beat themselves up about falling down, skinning their knee, or any of that. They just went about it and said, I'm going to walk. That's what they're going to do. They're going to walk. And what did they do? They walked. Everyone. Every one of you went through this process. Every single one of you went through this process. And you made it through. You did this with so many things that you don't even realize that you do. You walk, you talk, you drive cars, you can write, you can speak languages, you can do all sorts of amazing things. Well, you didn't start out that way. See, I don't know if you know. Ooh, that was the fridge went on. I'm in the garage here. Not that you needed to know that because I'm a highfalutin podcaster. dude, you got to start somewhere, and I have no problem telling you, I'm in my garage. I painted this amazing backdrop with chalkboard paint, so now I can write down notes for you as I'm talking to you. So if you're watching the video, hey, I'm writing the notes down. If you're not watching the video, hey, you're getting the audio, which is totally awesome. So anyway, the point I'm making here is stop stopping yourself. That's going to be one of the first things. Make a decision that you're going to do whatever it is you want to do. What is it? What do you want to do? I'm going to write that down. Make a decision. This might go behind my head. Hey, it's all new. All right, make a decision. So make a decision to have what you want. Make a decision what it is you want. Make a decision that says, hey, you know what? You're going to get that no matter what. By making a decision, if you decide, that is the death of other options. That's what decide is. Decide. Side is death. Side, homicide, suicide, fratricide, genocide, whatever. Side. That is death. So decide is D, getting rid of anything else. So you decide. You get rid of any other decision. And that's kind of what babies do. They don't even, it's not even an option. It's not like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking maybe I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, they just do it. They just get on with it. They just make that decision and they go. Even if they don't know they've made that decision, they've made that decision subconsciously because that's the desire in their heart. And that's something I've talked about at length, is that desire in your heart is put there from a higher power. I don't know if it's God or the infinite intelligence source, whatever you want to call it, you have desires. And you want to achieve those desires. Those desires are in you for a reason. So make a decision to have those desires, to reach those goals. You want to play the piano, play the piano. You want to dance, go dance. There's nothing stopping you. And it's amazing that if you continue to do what it is you want to do, you're going to get better at it no matter what. You have no choice. You are going to get better. Because every time you do it, say, quote unquote, incorrectly, you're learning something about that. So make that decision about what it is you want to do and start on that path. Are you going to fall? Yes. Are you going to skin your knees? Yes. Are you going to be angry and upset at some of the outcomes? Yes. Are you going to get back up again and move towards that goal? That I don't know. That is where people stop. What if a baby fell down and decided, well, that was it. I failed. I'm never going to get up. I'm never going to learn how to walk. I just can't. So now you got a baby that cannot walk and will never walk because they decided that that's how it was going to be, that was the end result. They can't try again and learn how to walk or talk or any of that. What have they said? You failed once, that's it, you're done. That's ridiculous, right? And yet that's what we do so many times in our life, in business, in dating. Let's say, you've been hurt by somebody in a relationship. Well, that happens. You fell down, you skinned your knees, you get back up and you try again. We get hurt and we cry. When babies do that, they get back up and move. That's what you need to do. Think like a baby. Just don't poop yourself. See, that's the point. That's the whole concept here. Baby steps, the baby steps to your success without all the poop. Because seriously, if you really want to date somebody in the dating world and you poop yourself, that's just not good. Trust me, that's a no. So, what else can we see? What we'll say is forgive yourself. How about that? Forgive yourself. It keeps getting closer to my head. Forgive yourself. Let's say a baby falls down and remembers that he skinned his knee. And he's so upset that he skinned his knee that he doesn't want to do it again. Not because of fear, but because he's upset that he didn't already know how to walk. Doesn't that sound stupid? You're upset. Excuse me. You're upset and angry or hurt at yourself or disappointed in yourself because you didn't know how to do something innately already. You didn't just know it. Guess what? We're not downloaded with all this information. It ain't the Matrix. You can't jack in and suddenly, I know Kung Fu. No, you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. We have to do trial and error. We have to learn from others. We have to move forward and try new things. So you have to forgive yourself for those failures. Okay, raise your hand. Who here has had a failure? Just let me know. Go ahead, let me know. Who's had a failure? I'll bet you've all had failures. I'm going to shift that around for you right now. If you had a failure, what you had was a lesson. You didn't have a failure. You learned how to do something a different way. You learned how it did not work. That's all right. That is quite okay. You've learned something. As long as you learn something, there is no such thing as failure. You have a lesson or you have a success. And either way, you win. Because a lesson is a success. So failures are success. Boom. Work on that reasoning, baby. Now, like I said, the only way you can have a failure is if you fail to learn the lesson. And that's just a choice. That is a choice. Pretty big stuff here. I'm serious, guys. We're talking about this. Now, I'm here for all of you who are searching now, obviously, you guys know this podcast is somewhat geared towards the animation world, video game, gamers, nerddom, etc., because I'm in that world. And I know, I talk to you. At conventions, I've seen thousands and thousands of you. I've been in front of thousands of you. I know what you're thinking. I know what you want. I know you want to get out there. You want to be more liked. You want to be more a part of the community. You want to be successful in all your endeavors. And so many of you I've heard beating yourselves down over something that happened to you in the past, something that somebody else did, and you gave them the power to hurt you. You have to forgive yourself over whatever happened in the past, because the only thing you have is now. The past does not exist. The past is gone. It is done. The future does not exist. It's not even here yet. The only thing we have is right now. So in the right now, you can choose to feel any way you want to feel. You can choose that. Sometimes it's difficult. I didn't say it was easy, but it is true. You can do that. So right now, I want you to choose. Make a decision to forgive yourself for stumbling, for possibly pooping yourself. It could happen. I'm just saying. Look, I would say pooping yourself would be like a really bad date, where you maybe, I'm not saying I ever did this, but maybe you drank a little too much and had some issues that you hadn't really dealt with and made a scene that did not make you attractive and ended up ending possible relationships. I mean, not that I ever did that in hundreds of dates. That wouldn't happen once or twice, maybe. And, especially when you're working through your life, you're doing things that are new to you. So baby steps are going to happen in any realm of your life. And if dating is one of them, great. Learn. Get back up. Move forward. Laugh about it, cry about it, whatever you got to do, but get back up and move forward. And anything you're doing in life, those baby steps matter. Now, on the baby steps, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about do one thing. Do one thing. Baby steps. A baby starts with what? One step. Baby starts with one step, starts with one word, one laugh, one cry, one whatever. It all has to begin with one. If you have someplace you want to go, you have to take one step. You have to drive 1 mile. You have to go there. You have to do something to get there. So many people overdo what they can do. There's a quote that says everyone overestimates what they can do in, I think it's 1 year, but underestimates what they can do in 10. And the difference is taking small steps consistently toward a goal. Let's say you want to be more outgoing. Maybe today you take one step on a social site and say hello to somebody new. Add a friend. Make a comment on somebody's feed that is nice, not snarky, not that sarcastic, I'm funny because I'm pointing out the negative and all of this stuff. I mean, believe me, I can be a sarcastic guy as well, and I can find it very funny. A lot of people don't. And a lot of times it's masking something. Mine is all about timing. And you know what? People can't really discern timing in a post. So you got to be kind of careful how you do that. But I would say, reach out. That's the easiest way to do it. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody and say hello. Reach out to somebody and say, hey, I like your hair. I like your shoes. I love what you posted. I think that's nice. It resonated with me. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, I don't care. Just say something. Take one step. Do one thing. One baby step towards your goal. Whatever that is. I mean, think about it, Tell me what some of your goals are. Tell me what some of your goals are. Let me know. Let me know what they are. I'm going to give you practical tips towards getting to your goal. What's a practical baby step? Take it from the end. Okay, I want $1 million. Okay, what do you got to do first? Make $1. Make $1. If you want to do voice work, for example, well, what do you got to do? Well, you have to freaking take a voice acting class. It's called voice acting for a reason. And I get to ask that question all the time, for example, at cons. How do I get into voice acting? Well, what's the second word? There's your step 1, right there. Voice acting, especially video games these days, by the way. Video games are solid acting. You're getting, top-notch actors who are doing these things. And it's different for them. It kind of freaks them out. They're like, they don't have somebody to work with. It's just them in a booth. It's like, wow, you got to really, work it. Some of them cannot do it. That's right. Some of these big-time actors cannot do what we do. Take that, y'all. So baby steps will get you towards your goal. Now, the thing about baby steps is... That's awful. I wrote it poorly. I did it poorly. There we go. Oh, that was pretty good. Momentum. See? Check it out. Momentum. Those baby steps add up. Once you start taking the baby steps, one goes into the next. One goes into the next. One goes into the next. Starts to have momentum. That's how a baby starts walking. They basically fall forward and stop themselves. That first one, you got to think about it. Baby stands up, it's like, okay, I don't know how I'm falling. Boom. That leg goes out there. And they're like, whoa, wait a minute. I fell, but I stopped. That was interesting. Now what do? Let's try that again. Let's try with the other leg. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Oh, that's really neat. Now I get to try it again. Boom, boom, boom. And they learn each time. Well, those baby steps doing one thing, and then one thing, and then one thing, and you put them together, and suddenly instead of walking, you're skipping, you're hopping, you're jumping. Momentum kicks in. Momentum is important. Momentum matters because when you have momentum, you can stop worrying about each baby step and you learn new steps. So once you make a decision that you want something, forgive yourself, because otherwise what you're doing is carrying a backpack of weight that is all over you, and you have to move forward with that. So if you can get that weight off of you, you can move forward faster. Do one thing, pick that one thing that you want to move forward with, and you're going to gain momentum. That's pretty cool. That momentum is going to carry you forward to the next thing, and it'll open up doors to other things that you didn't even think about. Let's say you want to get to be more outgoing and gregarious. I know people who are very introverted who have huge followings and are hugely successful and speak in front of thousands. They're amazing people. Yet they were like, I couldn't talk in front of anybody, and they were scared to do that. So what did they do? The things I'm telling you. They decided they wanted something, and they started learning. They did one at a time. If you want to be a more, let's say you want to be more outgoing, and you join like Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a group that will allow you to speak and work on making speeches, which is one of the scariest things in the world, one of the two scariest things in the world. The second one being death. That'll tell you where you are. So speaking in front of a large crowd, let's say that's one of the scariest things you could possibly ever do, and you're like, no way, I could not talk in front of a crowd. If I get in front of two people, I clam up. Okay, we'll get in front of one person. Try that. Get in front of a stuffed teddy bear. Try that. That's a baby step. You talk. And then you get in front of one person, you talk. Then you're in two person, talk. Then it's 3, then it's 10, then it's 5, then it's 50. 10 to 5, I went backwards. 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000. And before you know it, this person who couldn't even speak in front of a freaking teddy bear is now speaking to tens of thousands of people a year. That story goes out to many, many people. There's a lot of people who are speakers now who started out that way. And they're very successful at what they do. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a public speaker to, do all this. It's not about that. If you want to be a public speaker, great. That's your thing. But that's just an example. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. You start with the baby steps. You start with this formula that I'm giving you right now. These are things that you have to do. And it's very important that you move forward on something. Lastly, I could say more. I don't know. But I'm going to give you this. There we go. Attitude. Your attitude means everything. Back to babies. Baby steps, what do? They fall down, they may cry for a minute, but then they're laughing. Sometimes they'll fall down and they'll just laugh. They'll go, okay. They'll laugh. Whatever their reaction is, it's very, very temporary. It's very, very fast. And it goes away. And what do? They get right back at the work. They get right back at it, which is pretty awesome if you think about it. So what's their attitude? What is their attitude? Their attitude is, I'm going to do it. Now, they don't even know what the hell they're doing at the time, obviously, but they're going to do it, and they get it done. They move forward, and they walk again. They fall down, ha, 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 and they walk again. They fall down, ha, 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 and they walk again. When we're adults, when we grow up, quote unquote, grow up, I haven't done that, and I don't plan on doing that. I'm a Toys R Us kid, and Toys R Us, where did you go? I'm sorry. But I'm not going to grow up because I want to be like that child. And when we're adults, our failures, our stumbles can be quite impressive and quite daunting and quite bad. I've been through a divorce, a bankruptcy. I've lost everything. Other businesses, I may bankrupt one of those, may have to. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Business is business. Business ain't easy, guys. Sometimes you have to go, okay, I got to cut the loss on that one, open up another one over here. Let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try that. Business is the same way as baby steps. You try something. If it doesn't work, fail, whatever. Learn the lessons. Stop. Move on to something else. Get it done. And as adults, we tend to not forgive ourselves about our past problems. So let's stop that now. use these baby steps. Forgive yourself. That's a big one. Because when you forgive yourself, you are going to free yourself to move forward and have that attitude of gratitude without, I know it's a saying, have an attitude of gratitude. Well, some people say, well, it's easy for you to have an attitude of gratitude. You got all these things. You know what? Everybody has problems. Everybody. And other people who you think have it great may not. But they may have a great attitude. So when somebody has a great attitude, we all think, oh man, they got everything together and their life is just peachy keen. Well, it may not be, but they've chosen to have a good attitude, like a baby. Baby falls down, ha 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 ha. Oh, I just had a divorce, ha 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 ha. I'm going to move forward. I just lost a business, ha 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 ha. I'm going to move forward. I know a gentleman who lost $30 million in one day. Ha 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 ha. I'm going to move forward. And he's done so. Now, you think you've had a problem. That's a big one. And that's pretty amazing and impressive. If he is able to do that, then, whatever your problem is, you can overcome it. That's why I say, be like a baby. Be like a baby. Take those baby steps. Do one small thing each day towards your goal, whatever that is. I don't know what your goal is, and we can talk about that if you guys want to. Let me know what your goals are, and we'll talk about it in the chat afterwards. And I'll dive in with some of you guys for a little bit. But whatever that is, whatever your goal is, take one small step, one small baby step toward that each day. And I want you to celebrate that baby step. I told you I was going to stop writing, but I'm not going to. Celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. See, celebrate that little baby step. Boom. Celebrate that little baby step. That little baby step is a win towards what you want. Whatever that is, do one small thing and celebrate that win. That is a win. That is a baby step towards your success. And like I said, like anything else, baby steps is how it starts. Then you start to run. Then you start to skip and hop and jump. And then you grow. As you grow, it's like anything else. You grow into a fully formed human. And that business, that whatever it is, that desire you have starts to expand and move faster and get stronger. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. So if I can leave you with one thing today, it's the things that I have right here on this board. Follow them. Make the decision about what you want. It doesn't have to be, like for me, I have so many things that I want to do. I'm kind of bing, 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 bing all over the place. So I'm working on just make a decision about one thing. Say, I want this in this part of my life. That's it. Okay, what are baby steps that will get me towards that? Figure those out. And then say, okay, here's a list of 25, 50 different things that I can do to get me towards that. Which one am I doing today? Bink, that's it. It may take 1 minute. It may take an hour. I don't know. But do that one thing. Make that decision and start making those baby steps. Then forgive yourself for any of the failures along the way or that you've had prior. Forgive yourself. Get rid of that baggage. Then do that one thing consistently. Consistency is the key. Do one thing every day towards your goal. That is going to give you that momentum. That is going to give you the momentum. Now remember, you have to have the attitude. I probably should have put the attitude up, like way up top. Your attitude matters. Your attitude about how you fall down, how you have to start over, whatever you got to do, that attitude matters because that attitude is going to give you that go ahead. That attitude is going to give you that fire to move forward with something. That attitude is going to keep you on your commitment. So remember, there is no failure. There are only lessons. So forgive yourself. Do that one thing every day, get that momentum, have that great attitude, and celebrate that one thing you did every day. I don't care if you just have to, you do that one thing and then turn on one of your favorite songs and do a little dance for 30 seconds. I don't care what it is, but you celebrate that. You say a little prayer. Say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was able to do that one thing, and I know that is leading me towards where I want to be. Thank you for those baby steps, baby. And that is what I'm going to leave you with today, guys. Baby steps. You do these things and you can do the baby steps towards what you want without all the poop. And there you go. Thank you so much for joining my Mind Scrambler podcast. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode, which will be about, I don't know, something cool. All right, have an amazing, extraordinary day. I will see you next time. All right, guys, I am back. That was it. That was the podcast. We are finished with that, and now we can chat about these things. Whatever else you want to chat about. Timmy PSP, how are you? Ashley, it was fun. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is the chance, guys. We've got about 12 minutes to go, and we can all talk about what I've said. How can I help you? How can we discuss this as a community? How can we help each other out? Do me a favor. If you're on, whether you're on Twitch or Unlocked or whatever it is, I want you to type in one thing you've done that we can all celebrate you for. One thing towards your goal. I don't care what it was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be specific. It can be quite easy. You know, I cleaned up the dishes. Hey, that's something that helps. It doesn't matter. Think of something. I want you to type it in. You got in. Somebody got into something. But this is what I'm saying, guys. This is where we come together as a community. This is what we can do together. You got in fan projects. Awesome. See? Woo! All right. Ashley got in some fan projects. Come on, give him some love. Tap that app, tap that app, tap that app. Let's go. This is what the community is about, guys. This is about us helping each other out. There are a bunch of you guys on Unlocked right now, and I want you to chime in. Say, all right, good on you, Ashley, good on you. Let's do this together. Let them know, let them know. Because while you're here, we have other people to talk to. You know, you guys have a community here on Unlocked, which is great. And I'm working on the one on Twitch. But the problem with Twitch is it's only when I'm streaming live. And, you know, you guys, we can connect afterwards. Because I've also got Discord, I think it is, on Twitch. But I have no idea how to use that yet. So working on that. And I met some amazing people this weekend who are in the gaming community. One was a big gamer. I don't know his name. It's Jeff something. And but he was a big gamer, and he wants to get into this community and help bring some positive vibes and information. And it looks like he's going to become a coach as well, which is pretty awesome. So I think that's great because there needs to be a lot of coaching out there. I've got this is a big day. I've got this today. I've got 2 voiceovers today, and I've got a client that I'm meeting for 2 hours today to go through some big stuff today. So that's pretty awesome, and I'm very grateful for that, and grateful that I'm getting ready to go to Australia. There's a lot that we got to do to get to Australia, and Declan's excited. He's going to see kangaroos. And he's like, yay, I'm going to see kangaroos. He can't really call them kangaroos at this point. I think he just calls them something like that. We're working on that. Let's see. Captain Nim, awesome. So Captain Nim says, excellent, solid truths here, Spike. Well done. Thank you, Captain Nim. Forgiving myself's been my worst bane in hindsight from life. As for goal sorts, keeping an allocation of time to planning ahead or implementing new changes to that which I did not build upon until this time. Lost me a little bit there, but I know what you're saying. Forgiving yourself is very hard. And I should have said this in the podcast, but I'm going to give you a great little metaphor. It's not a joke, but it's a story. 2 priests are walking, and they're heading back towards the monastery. And they see this old woman trying to get across a river, but it's flowing a little bit fast. And these priests are not supposed to touch a woman. That's just like forbidden. The older priest goes over and offers to the old woman to take her across the river on his back. She jumps on his back, and he walks her across the river and then sets her down and wishes her a good day. And they start walking. The young priest says to the older priest, Father, you're not supposed to touch a woman. Why did you touch her? Now, you're in trouble. This is awful. And the older father just looks at him and goes, And they keep walking. And further down, the young priest says, Father, why did you do that? That's terrible. I don't know if this is a good accent or not. I don't know. It's just one I'm throwing it out there. And the older father just looks at him and goes, Then they get to the door of the monastery, and the young priest says, Father, I've got to tell him what you did. That's terrible. You carried that old woman. And the older priest looks at him and says, Shh. He says, Son, I carried that woman on my back across the river, and I set her down. You carried her on your back all this way. And that was it. I was like, whoa, think about that. Because that's what people do. You carry things on your back that you don't have to. And the only way to do that is to forgive yourself. So you have to actually forgive yourself. It's not like something, oh, okay, I think I can forgive myself. Blah, 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 blah. No, you have to do it. You have to say, this is what it is. This is my story that I'm telling myself. I make the decision right now to forgive myself and move that away. I forgive myself. You say your name, Spike, I forgive you. And that is it. And so it is. And just move it away. That is valuable. Now, there's another thing called a ho'oponopono. This is Hawaiian ancient tradition. And it's a way, you look it up online. I don't know if I'm going to get the words right. But it's a way to, we're energetically tied to each other. I'm energetically tied to everyone on Twitch and every one of you on Unlocked. I'm energetically tied to you in the universal bonds or whatever you want to say. But we have an energetic connection. That's true. That's science. That's not woo-woo. That's actually quantum physics, verifiable. However, as you go about your day, you get more of those. You get more of those strands, and it can wear you down. If you don't have a way of getting rid of that, then you've got these strands going all over the place, and it's a mess. And a lot of these are things that keep us tied to the past. So there's a way that you energetically, you think about it, it's like you put them on a stage, you put everything that is in this realm. For example, let's say you have problems with somebody that hurt you in the past, and you ask them to come up on stage in front of you. And this is all done with your mind, because understand, the mind does not know the difference between something real and vividly imagined. So when you do, hold on a second, it's cold, I'm freezing. When you do something in your mind, when you make something up and you visualize it, then your subconscious mind is going to go for that. It's like, okay, that's what it is. That's why so many high performers, and this is scientifically proven, high performers visualize. They visualize, they see the end, they see the success, and they keep going towards that. So if you visualize these things in your life that you are attached to, you can disconnect from them using the ho'oponopono. It's ho'oponopono process. And what that is, you visualize it on stage, in different variations. Say, visualize the light from above coming down and into your heart and into your body, and that's the source, power, one, God, whatever you want to call it, and it's spiritual. And you are connected with these people, and then you ask them, I think it's 4 different things. That's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I think that's the way. And you say these things, and you feel it from your heart, and the heart, you feel connected to them with the heart. And you say these things, and it moves forward, and then visually you cut the cord. Whether it's scissors, a chainsaw, whatever it is works for you, those cords are cut. And then you're freed from that connection. Mine is a samurai sword. Who knew? And it frees you up from that connection. Now you can do this daily, and then you redo the bonds. So it's like you can cut cords with anybody, and you should daily, because anything that you are connected with is going to stay with you. So you want to free yourself of that. The main thing is freeing yourself. So you might have put yourself or your past self on that stage and disconnect. So I got tools for you for everything you need, people. I know how to do this stuff. I can walk you through it. I just kind of did. Look it up online. Hoa, H-O-A, Pono, P-O-N-O, P-O-N-O. Hoa, Pono, Pono. I learned that from my neurolinguistic programming teachers, and I've used it many, many times. So there you go, peeps. I got 2 minutes, and then I got to get out of here. I got things to do. So I hope you had a good time. I did. If anybody has any last questions, the issue holding over one's mind for so long makes sense, even more so with this connection to filament threading subconsciously. That's true. Pretty good. Loads of cleaving. I've got loads of cleaving practice yet. Absolutely, no? That's awesome. Yeah, it's really, really great. I mean, it will help you. And like I said, it's your mind. You're visualizing these things. And when you visualize these things, your subconscious will go along with it and go, oh, okay. As always, I recommend some books to you. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Really good one. The Science of Getting Rich is a really good one. It's really about mindset. It's not about just money, but it is, but it's really about your internal mindset, because that's where it all is. I'm going to do one all about the internals. I'll do a podcast about that. I probably already have a few times. I'm kind of at a loss of what all I've talked about, but I go by just whatever I'm thinking. And I mean every word I say. So have an amazing day, guys, over here on Unlocked. Please follow me over here on Twitch. Because when I'm in Australia, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Unlocked. Maybe not. I will be doing Twitch. So get on over there. I will let you guys all know when the podcast is actually up and available on, I guess it'll be on Apple iTunes or whatever. I'll put it up wherever it needs to go. I'm learning so much, and it's pretty awesome. I'm doing baby steps, baby. Baby steps. I'm doing them. All right, guys. I will see you guys on Unlocked later on. And, yeah, I will try to give you guys a lot of stuff live from Australia if I can. But we'll talk before then. All right. Bye. Okay, Twitcheroos. I'm out of here. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you learned something today. I look forward to seeing you guys again very, very soon. Next Tuesday I will be on, and actually Sunday night, of course, my food for thought. I'm going to continue doing that for a while. I don't know what I'm going to do with that exactly. I don't know how much time I have to do all of these things. So I've got to figure out a better schedule and how to get more people on here so that we can all have this community and make it work. All right, guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time right here. Bye.